Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Yes. So let us continue with the data visualization topic. Welcome back to the series of Power BI. We have started understanding the concepts of Power BI, right? So as part of this playlist, we understood what is Power Query Editor, followed by Power Pivot, and then we are in data visualization. Under data visualizations, again, we have discussed some of the important charts like table chart, matrix chart, then followed by bar chart and column charts. Under bar chart, we have different types: stacked bar, column, clustered bar, and 100% stacked bar. In the same way, we also have stacked column, clustered column, and 100% stacked column chart. Right. So, what are the different visualizations that we have understood so far are very important. Like you can consider a table chart, which helps us to visualize the data in a detailed manner in rows and columns. Then followed by matrix chart. When in matrix chart also we are going to represent the data in the form of rows and columns. Next to table chart and matrix chart, we understood bar chart and column charts. So what is the purpose of bar chart and column chart? They help us for comparison. When you want to compare anything, you generally use bar chart and column chart. The difference between bar chart and column chart is it's simple. The alignment. In bar chart, you'll observe the bars aligned in horizontal direction, whereas in column chart, the bars will be aligned in vertical direction. In vertical direction, the bars are aligned. And I hope we have also discussed Q&A chart. What is this Q&A? Power BI Q&A is one of the important chart which is a part of Power BI Q&A component. What does Power BI Q&A component does, guys? This particular Q&A chart, when you ask a question to the chart, when you ask a question, it is going to respond in the form of visualization. See, I have generated these charts using Power BI Q&A. They are generated using Power BI Q&A. And next to that, we have also discussed the slicer, then card visual, card new visuals. So these are the different visualizations that we have covered so far. And in today's session, we are going to take our discussion to the next level. Okay, so where we are going to understand few more visualizations that are very important as part of data visualization. Okay, so for that, I'll start with the next row. We have successfully completed row 1, right? So let us start with the second row, guys. So in the second row, for that, I'll create a new page. What is a page? Page is actually representing a report. Page represents a report, right? So let me rename it as line chart. A page represents a report, and a report means a page in which we'll have a single tile or multiple tiles. What is a tile? Tile means one visualization is called a tile. So this visualization is called a tile. This visualization is called one tile. Okay. So each and every visualization is called a tile. Technical word for a visualization in Power BI is called as tile. Right. So let us go to the next topic. Next chart, next visual. It is line chart, guys. Okay. So where do you see line chart? First of all, I see line chart in the second row. You are going to represent the data in the form of line. See, let me zoom in a bit. Clear? So this is called as line chart. And next to line chart, you'll observe area chart. You'll observe area chart. Yes. So first of all, I'll explain what is this line chart. Okay. So let me load line chart into the report. So what is the purpose of line chart? The purpose of line chart in Power BI is it helps us to represent the data in the form of line. Especially it is used when the purpose is, when you want to represent the data, especially when you want to visualize time series data, we go and use line chart, guys. We go and use line chart. So that means what is time series data? Data in which if you have the data represented in the form of time, there is a column called date. Yes. So within date, we have the transactions recorded as per dates. On each and every day, we have the data recorded. So such kind of data if you want to represent, okay, that is called as time series data. And I'm going to use this line chart. Line chart is generally used to represent, to visualize time series data. Okay, so what are the different options you see here? I see the same options, but additionally I see a new option coming in for line chart. What is that, guys? It is nothing but secondary y-axis. Earlier, whatever the charts that we have discussed so far, there is x-axis option, y-axis option. Fine. But now additionally I see secondary y-axis coming in. Am I right? Yes. So this secondary y-axis is a new option that was added to line chart, which helps us with comparison also. It also helps for comparison. So let me start taking the columns. I'll add fields one by one. So initially I'll take date. I'll take date to x-axis. You see, the moment we have added date to x-axis, the date was splitted into 4 different parts: day wise, month wise, quarter wise, year wise. So that means if you have date, if you have the data in the form of date, okay, if date is one of your column within your data, your date column will be recorded, it will be added in the hierarchical manner. See, in the hierarchical, in year you'll have quarters, within quarter you'll have months, within month you'll have days. So the date column will be represented in hierarchical way. So this is one point that you should keep in mind, because I just added one column, it's date. Immediately I see the data, in hierarchical manner. What does that mean? That means I can change my visualization. See, you see these options, the drill down and drill up options. When do we generally observe these options? We observe these options when we are trying to visualize hierarchical data. But did I add many columns? No, I have added just one column. But I'm able to visualize these options, drill up and drill down options. Fine. To y-axis, let me take the total amount. You see this guy? Observe this. What are the things that you're going to observe? Since we have the data related to only one specific year, all the data is only related to one specific year. Okay, so this data that you see here is recorded only for 1 year. What is that year? 2023. So for this 1 year, this is the total amount that was collected. Why you see only a single dot? Why not a line? Because the data was recorded for only 1 year. Okay, now what I'll do is, let me go down. I'll drill down to the next level. Next year, what do we have? Quarters. So If I go to quarter, even I have the data related to only one quarter. Related to only the first quarter, we have the data. Again, I see only the single dot. Let me go to the next level in the hierarchy, to the month. It is only related to January. Let me go to the last level in the hierarchy. Now I see the line. Why? Because within January, we'll have 30 days. And for all these 30 days, for all these 30 days, we have the data, the transactions are being recorded. So that is the reason I see the data represented in the form of line. Earlier, it was just a point, guys. Now for all the 30 days, I see, I'm able to visualize the data using line chart. So that is the purpose of line chart. What is the purpose of line chart? To represent time series data, we go and use line chart, guys. One of the important visualization. Clear? Yes. Now let me also add a column to secondary y-axis. Let us understand what is the purpose of secondary y-axis option that is available in the line chart option. Secondary y-axis means this is nothing but primary y-axis. Secondary y-axis is nothing but it helps us to add one more axis, one more y-axis on the right hand side of the visualization, which help us for comparing, which helps us for comparison. In the sense, see, is this the total amount that was collected? Yes, this is the total actual amount that was collected. What if I have a target? See, in general, you take any business, okay, they define the targets upfront. So only if you have the targets, you'll start your work accordingly, right? So when you define your target, and if you want to compare your target with your actual values, that can be done using, line chart. By bringing that column, you can bring that target column to secondary y-axis so that you'll observe the lines. You'll observe the lines accordingly. Anyhow, there is no target column here, but if you find such kind of column, it helps us for comparison. For time being, what I do is, let me add quantity here, guys. Let me add quantity. You see the difference? What happened? A new column, quantity, was being added to secondary y-axis. Post adding this quantity, what happened? I'm able to visualize that amount, the total amount of quantity that was sold on each and every day using secondary y-axis. The white one, the light blue represents total amount and dark blue represents quantity. Two different lines, one for total amount and the other one is for total quantity. Clear? So that is the purpose of secondary y-axis. And legend small multiples are seen as is. Okay, you can have legend if you want to add. See, if I bring a column like location. Okay, let me bring location from stores. Because under stores table, in stores table, we have location. Instead of not adding to small multiples, let me add location to legend. See what happens. It's not getting added. Probably you'll get multiple. Okay, let me remove total quantity first of all. Now let me try adding location. See. At 4 different locations, Chicago, Houston, New York, and San Francisco, these 4 lines represents 4 different locations. 4 different lines represents 4 different locations. And I'm able to compare with respect to date. See, on one specific day, at which location we have achieved more total amount. On day 1 of Jan, we have achieved more total amount from which country? I mean, which state? It is from Houston. So in this way, it allows us to compare a different on different dates. Okay. This is possible only via using line chart, or area chart also can be used. We can also use area chart. So that is the purpose of legend, and we are aware of small multiples and tooltips. For any additional information, if you want to know, you can add that specific field to tooltips. Clear? Yes. So what I'll do is I'll just let us go and explore the formatting options that are available. But before that, in order to be, let us not make it clumsy, I'll add a quantity column. I'll add this quantity column to secondary y-axis. So now I feel the chart is very good, looking good. Yes. Let us go to format your visual option. The different formatting options that we have for line chart, let us explore all of them one by one. Yes, what is the first one? What is the first option that you see here? It is x-axis. X-axis is the first option that you see here. So what do you observe in x-axis? Initially, you see continuous. Yes. So this represents the continuous values, whether you want to keep all of them are continuous or not. Yes. If it is related to categorical, you can also keep the values in categorical. Earlier, you are defining the bin ranges. If not, you can define all the numbers. Okay. So yeah, Vish, I'll just keep it as continuous. Then you can also add the values. You can also add the values manually. The ranges can be defined manually. Okay. Next to that, these values that you have on x-axis can be changed. There are multiple formatting options, the same formatting options. Okay. Then how they are supposed to be displayed? I just kept it as auto because I don't want to change them from day 0 till day 30. Looking good. Let us not disturb them. And finally, the title. So this display title, whatever you see here for x-axis, it is given by auto. What does auto means? Whatever the hierarchical level that is being displayed, accordingly the text will be generated, guys. If not, you can also make it change according to your wish. And you have the formatting options for the font of the x-axis title. And next to it, you see the y-axis formatting options. Yes, these y-axis formatting options, you have the ranges. You can define your minimum value and the maximum value. The maximum value and the minimum value can be defined. Next to that, the values you see on the y-axis. So these values that you see on the y-axis can be changed by specifying different font. Okay, there are different font options, multiple format visuals. I mean, formatting options are available for these values. Let us not, all of these are seen. Whatever the charts that we have discussed so far, for all of these charts, they are seen. Right? So let us not worry about these things because they are quite similar. And finally, the title. Okay, so these are the different options that we have for y-axis. In the same way, you'll also observe the formatting options for secondary y-axis. For this secondary y-axis, you'll observe the formatting option. Because so far, whatever the visualizations that we have discussed, all of these visualizations, okay, there is no option, such kind of option called secondary y-axis. But here, you'll notice an option called secondary y-axis. What options do you see? Under secondary y-axis is, you can adjust the minimum and the maximum value. The scale can be adjusted. And then the values that you see on the secondary y-axis, we can change the font style and all. Okay. Followed by, you can also change the title. You can also change the title. So these are the formatting options that you see for secondary y-axis. They are similar to y-axis and x-axis. Then comes legend. So what are the options that you see under legend? Where would you like to display the legend? Towards top left or top right? All these are same again. Okay. You can position the legend. I'll keep it as top right. Done. And how do you want to represent them? Using markers by default, or they can also represent by line. See. Is this looking good or the marker? Yeah, Vish. Okay. When you want both line and markers, so this is how the style can be adjusted. So let me keep it as the default one. Done. Then for the text that you see within the legend, for this text, we have the formatting options. We can change the font style, size. We can make it bold. See, let me make it bold. And if I want to change the color, I can do it from here. And then followed by the title. Okay, so these are the formatting options that you see under legend. Next to legend, we have small multiples option, but I don't see any the small multiples being active. That is the reason behind why it is disabled. We did not use any column under small multiples, so that is the reason it is disabled. Let us not worry about that. So now I'll directly go to the next one, zoom slider. What is the purpose of zoom slider, guys? The purpose of zoom slider is it provides a slider on the x-axis. Okay, so you can adjust it when you have some targets defined. See, we have already discussed this. Okay, you can adjust the zoom slider accordingly for comparing your targets. When you want to compare your targets, you can do so using by adjusting the zoom slider. Okay, so in this manner, you can adjust. Both on x-axis and y-axis, you'll see these values. See, for example, if I keep like this, till in how many days did I achieve 1000? Minimum 1000 total amount. So accordingly, I can compare. In all these days, I have achieved 1000. But in those days, I did not achieve the total amount as 1000. So I can adjust these zoom sliders accordingly. Then next to it, we have lines, the lines related options. Okay. So how many lines do you notice here? There are two different lines. What are they? One is for total amount and the other one is quantity. Right. Where would you like to apply the formatting options, for both or for one? Yeah, Vish. Let me keep for both, all. Nothing but all represents both. First one, the line. How would you like to have the line? The solid line or a dashed line? See, or a dotted line or a custom. You can also customize it. You are supposed to, specify what kind of format you are required. The requirement has to be specified. Let me specify. I'll go with the solid line only. Then, how would you like to join them? A round type or meter or bevel? Okay, so it helps us to. It is also giving the option to specify the join type. Wherever they are getting joined, it is helping us to specify the join type as well. I'll go with round and I'll increase in width. See, I'm increasing the line size in width. So this is looking good. 4 pixels. Yes. Then interpolation type is linear. So these are the different formatting options, and you can also adjust the color. The color can be adjusted, guys. Both For total amount and quantity, we can adjust them. So whatever you see here, initially I'm going to change it for, let me make it as orange. Done. In the same way, I'll do it for quantity also. For quantity, I'll go with dark one again. Is that looking good? Not good. Okay. So in this way, it is changing the colors of the lines. We can adjust the colors of the lines as well. Then you can change the transparency. The transparency can be adjusted. So these are the different formatting options that are available in lines. And then shade area. This is one of the key option that is available in line chart. Okay. So what does the shade area means? The shade area represents area chart. Guys, if you observe, there are two next to line chart, you see a chart and the kind of mountains. See, both are same. The only difference that you observe between line chart and area chart is the area with respect to the x-axis. From the line to the x-axis, it gets shaded. That is called area chart. That is called area chart. So once when you turn on this shade area option, immediately it shares the area with respect to x-axis. A line chart can be converted to area chart by making this shade area on. When you make this shade area on, turn on, the line chart immediately converts to area chart. This is called area chart. That is the only difference, guys. The only difference that you notice between line chart and area chart is the area part. In area chart, you'll observe the area with respect to the line chart getting shaded. Right? Yes. So I'll go back. Anyways, we'll be discussing about area chart, right? Let us make it off. Then the markers. Would you like to add any markers? Yes. If so, let us apply these markers. Okay. So first of all, I'll do it for total amount. So instead of let me keep for all. Okay. So let us do it for both the lines. I'll be doing it at once. Yes. How would you represent the markers? What type we am going to use? I'm going to use circle or square, triangle, rhombus, whatever you want to add. You can use the markers. You're going to use the markers, right? And you can increase the size of this marker. See, is that getting increased? Yes or no? So this is how you can increase the size of your marker, the width of your marker. Done. And for the marker alone, you can change the color, guys. You can change the color for the marker alone, like how we have changed the color for lines. The same way for the markers, I'll go and use black. Yes. So that black can be identified easily. Then, would you like to add any borders for the markers? Then make it on. The borders has to be turned on. Right? So we have also added the borders for the markers. So these are the different options that are available for the markers, and for the borders of these markers, if you want to change the color, you can also do so, and you can increase the width of the border. Next to markers, I see data labels. So that means the data labels at each and every marker gets added. If you want to see, until unless if I go and hover my mouse on these options, I am not getting the information. What is the amount that is being collected on each and every day, right? If you want to do so, if you want to get such kind of information, Go and turn on these data labels. Once if you turn on these data labels, you will observe the values. The data will be represented as a label, guys. See. Clear? Let me once after turning on this data labels, you see the values coming in? Yes. I'm able to change the position of these data labels. Where would you like to have it? Above? Done. If not, you can also make it below. Under. Your wish. So better it is if I keep it above, it's looking good. I can adjust the label density as well. I can change the offset values. Okay. So all the different options that are available for the data labels. And would you like to add the title also? Not required. That doesn't make sense. Would you like to add any details? If so, you can add some details. Background for these markers are something important. Okay. Leader lines. Okay. So this actually makes highlight the markers. If you observe in each and every case, it is displaying the marker values. So the purpose of data labels is it gives the information at each and every marker, right? And next to data labels, you see series labels. What does series labels represent? They represents the labels for each and every line. Let me make the series labels on. See? You see coming the series label coming in? Yes. Let me drag it a bit so that you understand. Right. So this series label, now I'll start go and apply it for both. Okay, instead of selecting one, let me apply for both. Once after selecting both, I'll go and change the series position on the left side. See, if I keep the right left side, I'm able to see the both series values. Let me keep right. It is getting merged. It is getting merged. So that is the reason you are unable to see the series, the values of properly. Let me keep on the left side the series labels. The red one, the orange color represents the total amount and the blue one represents the violet one represents the quantity. Okay. So you can change these values. The font styles can be adjusted accordingly. And then you can also wrap the text. Let me add a background for these series labels. Okay. So these are the different formatting options that you see for line chart. Okay. And the general formatting options are also seen. You can add a title, you can specify the data in different formats, the header icons can be changed. Okay. So in this way, you will have the same general formatting options. Now, let me go back to the build visual. So we have discussed line chart. Am I right? Next to line chart, what is the chart that you observe? You'll observe a area chart. We have already discussed how a line chart can be converted to area chart. It's very simple. Under line chart, there is an option called shade area. If you turn on it, immediately the line chart will be converted as area chart. But what if I don't keep it on? You'll observe the line chart as it is. Can I convert this line chart to area chart? Yes. Just by selecting this chart, once after selecting the line chart, go and click on the area chart. Go and click on the area chart. But why it is unable to show is Here, the shade area should be on. Earlier we made it off. Yes. So let me make it on. Now I'll observe the same line chart being converted to area chart. What is the difference? Under line chart, you'll not observe the area with from line with respect to x-axis. The area will not be shaded in line chart. Whereas in area chart, the area gets shaded. Okay, so that makes the difference between line chart and area chart. The purpose is same, guys. The purpose is same. What is the purpose? When you want to visualize time series data, we go and use line chart or area chart. Okay, we have stacked area. Like how we have stacked bar. In the same way, we have stacked area and 100% stacked area also. So stacked bar, 100% stacked bar. What is the difference? In stacked bar, we are able to compare the products or the player's performance, the performance of different products, machines, so on individually. But here we are going to compare with respect to part to whole analysis. In 100% stacked bar, each and every bar will be 100%. Out of 100%, we are going to compare what is the composition of each and every, from each and every composition, what is the total composition it is going to add. So this is what we are going to do in 100% stacked bar. So in the same way, we have stacked areas and 100% stacked area. Area chart, stacked area. Let me convert to stacked area. It does not display. Because in stacked area, you will not have secondary y-axis. Okay. So it had added both of them here itself. You see here, the area got stacked. If you observe properly, the area got stacked one over the other. That is called stacked area. Like how we have stacked bar. In the same way, the area gets stacked, guys. One upon the other. And this is 100% stacked area. Each and every area will be 100%. You'll be comparing. The part to whole analysis is what we do in 100% stacked charts. Getting things. So what is the purpose of line chart, area chart? The purpose of line chart and area chart is to visualize time series data. Whenever you want to visualize time series data, we go and use line chart, area chart, or you can also go and use stacked charts like so on. Making sense? Let me remove it here and I'll bring quantity to secondary y-axis. Is it making sense? Yes. So that is the purpose of all these charts. Done. If you have understood line chart, next three charts are very simple. Even the formatting options are also seen. Let me quickly walk through the all formatting options that are available here. Y-axis, x-axis. So for x-axis and the y-axis, you have the formatting options. And secondary y-axis. So on whatever the column that you're going to take on secondary y-axis, you'll have the options that are available in secondary y-axis and then legend. So for this legend, you have the formatting options, then grid lines. You see in the background, there are grid lines added for the area chart. In line chart, you'll not have the grid lines, but for area chart, you'll observe the grid lines, guys. So you'll observe the formatting options for grid lines, then the zoom sliders, okay, then followed by the lines, stacked area. You can also change the area by reducing the transparency of the color, okay, then markers, the formatting options for these markers. And then you'll see for data labels, these values and all. And finally, the series labels. So these are the different formatting options And all of these are same as line chart. Are these same as line chart? Yes, they are same as it is as line chart. Is that clear now? So that is what I am telling from day one. If you understand, especially with respect to data visualizations, if you understand the formatting options for one particular chart, majority of them will be same. Majority of these formatting options will be same across all these charts. Clear? Right. Let me go to the next chart. They are called as combo charts. What are the other charts called? The next type of chart that we are going to learn are called combo charts. What are these combo charts? The combo charts are nothing but the charts that you see in second row. In the second row, next to 100% stacked area chart, okay, you see line chart and stacked column chart. What is the other one? Line and clustered column chart. These both are called as combo charts. Why they are called combo charts? Because these both are combination of line chart and column chart. I repeat, they are a combination of line chart and column chart. So that is the reason they are called as combo charts. So let us try to understand one, because it will be very easy for us. If you understand one, you can understand the other one easily. Okay. So here we are going to understand line and column chart, stacked column. Next to that, you'll observe line and clustered column. The only difference. Before that, what is the purpose of line and stacked column? Or in simple, what is the purpose of combo charts in Power BI? Again, these combo charts also help us for, the purpose is also same. It helps us for comparison. Okay, so let me load line and stacked column chart to the page, the report, and then I'll adjust in size. I think this is good enough. Yes. So what is line and stacked column chart? Which is, if you see here, a line chart and a stacked column chart. So that is why it is called combo chart. That is why it is called as combo chart. So what are the different options that are available? X-axis, okay. Column by axis, which means what column that you're going to add for these bars, for these columns. The vertical bars, is going to take your column by axis, and line y axis. What field would you like to add to y axis? Line y axis. That means the line. Then the legend. Would you like to add any column legend? If so, you can do it. Small multiples and tooltips are same again. So I'll start comparing with respect to date. So I'll take date column on x-axis. I have took date column on x-axis, done. As date, when you add date, by default, the data will be represented in hierarchical manner. This was already discussed. Year, quarter, month, and day. Okay. So we have the date represented in hierarchical manner. Next to x-axis, we have column by axis. So which column would you like to compare, take for columns? Nothing but the bars, the vertical bars. So probably I would like to take total amount for bars. Hold on. Why you are able to see, a single bar? Why not multiple bars? That is because of the x-axis column. What do we have on x-axis column? Is it year? It's not year actually. It is date, guys. It is the date of the transaction, the order. Since we have added date, as date is by default represented in hierarchy, what is the topmost level in the hierarchical order? It is year. So that means The date is represented in year format now. So let us drill down. Let's go to the next level in the hierarchy. Yes, I see different columns. I see different columns. Observe carefully. On each and every day, what is my total amount is what the bar size, the column size is representing. Each and every column size is representing the total amount. I can clearly say that on Jan 19, there is more total amount being, we have generated more total amount out of all the orders. All other days, if I compare, on which date we got more amount, it is on Jan 19. So when you get such kind of insights from the plots, we have to grab them, and our engineering team works on it. What made us to get more amount on 19? Is it a holiday? Why we have got more amount? What made us to get more amount? So we do a kind of reverse engineering, guys. So this is what happens. Why? Because if such kind of things if such kind of things, if you are going to encounter in future, they try to increase their profits more. Okay. So all these insights are very important. When you are displaying the data in the form of visualizations, you get, wonderful insights. From these beautiful insights, you will take actions. So that is the role of Power BI. What is the role of a BI tool, business intelligence tool? To grab the important insights, right? Anyways, let us not deviate. We have represented the data in the form of bars, done. Now let us also add a field for line. This is a combo chart, right? Which helps us for comparison. How you are going to compare one with column and other one with line, right? So on line y-axis, let me take a column. For example, let me take quantity. Let me take quantity to line. I see line and the bar. Done. Now, would you like to add any legend for the columns? If so, you can bring that column to column legend. See, for example, let me bring location. How beautiful it is. The line represents, what does the line represents? The quantity. In general, if you don't have any target, see, here I don't have any target total amount. Okay. If I have any column like target total amount, I can add it to the line. So the line represents the target and the bar represents the actual. So wherever the bar is crossing the line, see in these cases, okay, I can tell that I have achieved target. In all these cases, the bar is beyond the line. See, okay. So in such cases, we can tell we have achieved our target. But in some cases, it was failing so. Okay. On some dates, we are not able to achieve our target. So that is how a combination chart, a combo chart also helps us for comparison. What are combo charts? What make us to get combo charts? In combo charts, we are using column chart and line chart. Both being represented in a one frame, it is called combo charts or combination charts. Right? So these are the different options that we have for combo charts. Let us quickly explore the formatting options that are available. So first of all, x-axis. So within the x-axis, whatever the values that you have, would you like to change it? I'm not interested in changing it because the same formatting options you'll see here. Okay. So let us skip x-axis. Then you'll see the formatting options for y-axis. Okay. And one important point that we have we have failed to discuss is, especially when you are comparing the things, assume there is a column called target total amount. We have total amount. This is representing sum. I mean, this is representing the actual total amount. If there is a column called target total amount, and if you are comparing both actual total amount and target total amount by adding them to y-axis and secondary y-axis, ensure that both the scales of these y-axis and secondary y-axis should be same. Both these values, I mean values in the sense the scale should be same ways. If they are not same, there is no meaning for comparison. If you observe here, anyways, this is not a target column, but still, what scale you observe for quantity 0 to 35, but for total amount 0 to, it's around 1800 or 1900. Right? So, especially when you are comparing, ensure the scale, the range of both y-axis and secondary y-axis should be same. Only then you'll get the accurate insights. Don't compare in random fashion. So that is where you have to adjust your scale by setting up the minimum and the maximum values for both y-axis and secondary y-axis column. Clear? And then we have the formatting options for legend. Where would you like to position the legend? It's up to you. I would like to position at the top right side. Is that done? Yes, it is. So we have positioned on top right side of the tile. Okay. Then the style, I'll go with the markers, the circles default. Okay. If you want, you can change the style of the legend. Anyways, next to legend, I see grid lines. So let us, do some changes with respect to the grid lines because they're not clear, right? So I'll add a black color line. So transparency, let us not work on it. And line style, how would you like to keep the line, the grid line, a dashed one or a dotted one, whatever. Okay. Then you can also increase the width of the grid line. One is enough. In the same way, we have vertical grid lines. Let us make them black as well, the dark color. How do you represent the vertical one? A dashed style? Yes. That. So in this way, the formatting options keep on repeating. What do I observe here is, once if I focus on the formatting options for 1, 2, 3 visualizations, I observe the same formatting options being repeated time again. See. Next to grid lines, what do you see? Zoom slider. You can add a zoom slider, guys. A zoom slider can be added for the tile. Then the formatting columns for, formatting options for columns, the bars. So I'll keep it for all. Then, so if you want to change the color of any of these bars, okay. So within the bar, we have for different locations. It is stacked column, right? So the bars are piled one or the other. So for example, if I want to change for Chicago, assume I have to change it for Chicago. Okay. So I'll select Chicago. Then I have to select the color. Which color shall we go with? Let me take so blue, pink already added. Okay. Let me take a dark yellowish kind of color. Yes. Yes, this is making sense. Would you like to add any borders? If so, you can add the borders also. Okay. In this way, the colors can be adjusted. I feel the rest of the colors are good enough. So I'll keep it as all. Now I'll turn on the borders. For these columns, nothing but the bars. we have added the borders. The borders got added. And you can adjust the thickness of the border. You can change the color for the border. Your wish. The inner borders can be hidden. Okay. So all the different formatting options you find under border. And then the layout. Okay. So space between two categories. How much would you like to keep the size? Okay. Between the series, how much you would like to keep the size? And all you'll see it on the layout part. Let us not disturb it. It is looking good enough. Okay. So these are the different options that you'll see for columns. Next to which you'll see the formatting options for line. For this line, what is this line representing? The quantity, right? So for the line alone, you have the formatting options, guys. How would you keep the style of the line? Solid one, dash one, dotted one, or custard one? Okay. If you say dashed, that's how the line appears. But in the background, you see the grid lines. Yes, we have the grid lines already. So let us not keep the line in dashed manner. I'll keep it as solid only. Yes, this is looking good enough. This is looking good actually. Then you can increase the width of the line. The color of the line can be changed. So on. Right? So next two lines, you see shade area. So we have the line, right? So when you say shade area, whatever the area with respect to the x-axis from the line gets shaded. See, this will clearly make us to understand if you assume the quantity is the target amount. Okay. So wherever the bar crosses this shaded area, that you can say, on that specific day, we have achieved the target. Like, see, this bar. Even this bar partially half touched anyways, but I see a lot of, you know, on these days we have achieved the profit guys. Profit in the sense we have achieved our target. See, here, here, then here, so on. Okay, if I assume to quantity as target total amount, making sense? Anyways, I'll make it off. Then for the markers alone, we have the points. I mean, for the markers, we can have the formatting options. So let me add the markers for all the categories. How would you like to keep the type for the marker? Okay, so the same formatting option again. You can increase the size of the marker. The color of the marker can be changed. If you want to represent the marker with a different color, you can do it so. And you can adjust the transparency. Done. Then the borders can be added for the markers. See. Done. Okay. So these are the different options that are available for markers. And next to marker, you have data labels. Data labels for these. At each and every marker, if you like to have the data label, you can have the marker guys. See. This will display the marker with the label. Okay, along with the data label, it is displaying the values. And you'll observe the different formatting options where would you like to align them and all. Next to data labels, you'll see series labels. What is series label? The line that you observe here will have a series. It is representing quantity, right? So when you make this series, okay, so this will ensure you get the series label. You see the total quantity? Yes, let me add a background for this series label. Let us make it, the transparency has been adjusted. Yes, good enough. So in this way, you can adjust the visualizations. The visualizations has to be adjusted as per our convenience. I'm going to adjust all these formatting visuals. And finally, we have total labels. For each and every bar, we'll have a total label, guys. See, these circles are representing markers, right? Then we also have the columns. So for these columns, we are going to have the label. So that label will also be displayed. We're also going to display the label value. See, for each and every column, you have the label. Yes. So let me add a background for this total label. Oh, it got added. So I think we have to adjust the transparency. That is why, okay, the background color is white. Let me take a gray color kind of. Good enough? Yes. So these are the different options that you see for, you know, line and stacked column chart. These are the formatting options that you see for line and stacked column chart. So I'll add a title for this. Under title, I'll make the text. I'll change the text to, combo chart. I'll name it as combo chart. Why it is called combo chart? It is the combination of line and stacked column chart. As it is the combination of line and stacked column, we are naming it as combo chart. I'll make it as bold. I'll increase in size. Done. Then I would like to change the color of my text. Better blue one. And would like to add a background color. Done. I'll make the text center line. Better I'll make it as heading 6. Okay. Done. So this is how you make your visualization very beautiful. What is the purpose of the visualization? We are going to represent our data in some pictures. See, I have the data in some tables. This table data I'm representing in some picture. So that is called as visualization. And how beautiful you make it, the clients or your team leads, whoever it might be, your superiors, they get attracted to your visualization, and from there you'll try to grab the insights. That is what you're going to do here. See, I hope it is clear. The same line and stacked column can be converted to line and clustered column. Line chart, clustered column chart. So these two combination is nothing but the last visualization in second record. Okay. So these are the different visualizations that we have that are widely used. Next to this combination charts, we have pie chart and donut chart. Tell me, is there anyone who did not use or who did not learn pie chart so far, even in your school days? For sure, if we have completed our schooling, we must be aware of what is a pie chart, because in our schooling, at least once, everyone should learn this topic called, there is this topic called statistics, in which we have learned many charts, pie chart, line chart, histogram, right? Bar plot. So all of these charts we have learned in our schooling days itself. And now we are going to visualize pie chart. Can you tell me what is the purpose of pie chart? What is the purpose of pie chart? Where do we have pie chart? In the record 3, third row, fifth column. These are same, both are same. Pie chart, donut chart. The purpose is same. I'll tell you what is the purpose of both pie chart and donut chart. But only difference that you'll observe is, donut chart is similar to donut. The donut that we consume, the shape of donut chart will be same as a donut. So that is why it is named as donut chart. But what is the purpose of pie chart? Exactly. When you want to represent the data that we have in proportions, shares, I hope generally there are multiple problems related to proportions, shares and all. Percentages. So when you want to represent the data in form of percentages, proportions, shares, the best suitable chart we have is pie chart and donut chart. Both are used for the same purpose, but the difference that you'll observe here is donut chart is similar to donut, but pie chart, it's like a circle base. The shape is similar to circle. Right. So let me add pie chart to my visualization. I'll add pie chart visual to the page. Done. Yes. Now let us visualize a pie chart by taking the data here. Okay. What are the different options that you see here? What are the different options that you see here? Legend, values, and details. So these are the three different options that you see under pie chart. Let me start with the legend. So first of all, I would like to compare the products from category side. See, let me start from category. Okay, as we have 4 different categories: furniture, clothing, electronics, and grocery. All these 4 are being added to the legend column, the legend option. Under values, I would like to bring the total amount. With respect to the total amount, let us compare them. I'll make it big. Is it making sense? Yes. With respect to different categories, I see the pie chart. So out of 100%, 35% of my total profit, total amount is from furniture category. Then 29% is from electronics. 24.85% is from clothing and 10.64% is from grocery. So it is representing the data in the form of percentages, shares, proportions, right? So I'm able to compare. Here also I'm just so that is the purpose of pie chart and donut chart. What is the purpose of pie chart and donut chart? When you want to represent the data in the form of shares, proportions, okay, percentages, we go and use either a pie chart or donut chart. Okay, what does this details means? For example, if you would like to get any other additional information like quantity, anyways, it is also displaying the quantity here, but let me bring quantity to the next column, details. You see, internally, it is displaying the total amount and the quantity. For each and every quantity, what is the share? Quantity 4, quantity 5, the total amount, quantity 6, so on. So in this way, it is helping me to provide the detailed manner. I'll remove this. Let me represent the data in the form of hierarchy. Under legend, what column did I go with? Category. Under different categories, we have different products. Yes. Let us do one thing. Let me bring product name to legend. Not here. I'll bring under category, I'll bring product name. Immediately you'll see these marks, the arrow marks. Why are they used for? They are used for yes. I hope you guys can hear me. Right. See, when you want to represent the data in the form of shares, percentages, we generally go and use pie chart or donut chart. Right. See, we have already selected the drill down option. Okay. Now it allows us to select any one specific point. For example, if I select furniture alone, okay. So within the furniture, it is representing the data in the form of pie chart. So that is the purpose of the single arrow mark pointing downside. We have already discussed this earlier. I hope you remember. So these four arrow marks which help us for drill down and drill up. I'll go back. I'll make it off. Yes. The same concept is for all these, you'll have the same formatting options and you'll have these drill down and drill up options. When you click on the ellipse, you'll have these options coming in: export data, show as table, remove, focus light, spotlight, then sorting based on axis, so on. Then the next one is focus mode and the other one is filters, right? So in this way, I can now go to any level by representing, see, by keeping the hierarchy. I can go to any level. Making sense? Yes. So this is directly expand to the next level. Done. Right. So let us discuss the formatting options that we have. So first one we have with respect to legend, the formatting options with respect to legend. So where would you like to align it is what you'll have the position so far. Yes. By default, it gave me center right. Let me keep it center top right. Done. And if you like to change the text and the title, you have the formatting options. And one thing that you have to notice in pie chart or donut chart is whichever the slice with more percentage will be displayed first. See, why only furniture first? Why not electronics or clothing or groceries? It is because of more percentage. See, furniture category is contributing more value to total amount compared to other categories. So that is where, in pie chart or donut chart, always a category with higher percentage will be represented first. And by default, it starts at, 12 p.m. If you consider this as a clock, and this will be 12 p.m., right? So by default, it starts here, and then the rest of the categories will be displayed one after the other. So if you're not satisfied with the default colors that were provided, you can change the colors guys. See, for example, for furniture category. Okay. So if you're not satisfied with the furniture category color, you can go and change. Furniture category color is good enough. Let us change for electronics. Not a dark one. Let me go with the here. So in this way, I can change the colors of the slices and I can adjust the transparency. So for all, if you would like to add a border, border can be added and the changes can be done for the border as well. You can also do the changes for the border as well. Then next to the slices option, we have detail labels. So you see these values, that is because of the detail labels. When you make it off, you'll not see the detail labels. But there is no mean, right? So let us make it on and then you will have the detail labels formatting options. Where would you like to position them? Obviously outside is preferred because inside you may not understand the value and the label contents. What would you like to have? All the detail labels or apart from all detail labels, you can select what you would like to have, the only the values, the categories, the percentages, your wish. Right. So in this way, the label contents can also be selected and then the formatting options for these values. Display units, instead of keeping auto, go for none. When you go for none, you'll have the value coming in exactly. The exact value will be displayed. Making sense? Yes. And finally, you'll have next to values, the detail labels, you'll see the rotation. So this rotation helps us to rotate our visualization. What is that visualization? Pie chart. So this pie chart can be rotated. Can we rotate it? Yes. We have discussed, right? By default, it starts at 12 o'clock. Okay. You can rotate it using this option called rotation. So let me change the rotation. See, I'm able to rotate it. So that can be done using the rotation option. I'll go and change the title for the chart. Under general options, I'll keep the text as pie chart. I'll make it bold and I'll increase it in size. And I'll change the color of my text. Why not dark color? And then a background color for it. Then I'll align it at the middle. So this is how you do the changes, the formatting, the general formatting options are available for all the visualizations. Visual means the options that are available for the visualization, only for the visualization. General means you'll find the options for the text, the title, okay, and the formatting options with respect to the headers. See for these headers, header icons, tooltips. See for example, the borders you are unable to see, right? The background color, so on. Let me add a background color, like a dark one. See. So these are the options that you will see for the general one for the entire visualization, right? And you can also add a border for it. Black borders, yes. Icons, which color would you like to go with? So in this way, it helps us to give all the formatting options. Only thing is, you have to understand where do you have the right formatting option. Now let me go and visualize pie chart. The purpose is same. Sorry, donut chart. Both purpose of pie chart and donut chart is same guys. So this pie chart I'm going to convert to donut chart. See. Done. What are the changes? What do you observe? The changes is the changes that we observe here is an inner circle is being added. That's it. Apart from it, pie chart is similar to donut chart. Donut chart is similar to pie chart. Both are same. Additionally, you'll observe a inner circle. Apart from it, even the formatting options will be same. See, legend, slices, detail labels, and rotation. All of them are available in pie chart also. I'll convert back to pie chart. Making sense? Yes. So we have understood pie chart and donut chart as well. The purpose of pie chart and donut chart is to represent the data in the form of shares, percentages, and proportions, whatever it might be. All of them are same. Right. Next to pie chart and donut chart, I would like to discuss map visuals. I would like to discuss map visuals. You see here, there are three map visuals and there is one of the component called, what are the six components guys? Power Query Editor for data transformation. Then next to it, we have Power Pivot for data modeling, Power View for data visualization. Next one is Power Map for geospatial data. So this is the fourth component that you observe here. What is the purpose of Power Map? It helps us to visualize geospatial data. Okay. So let me load map visual. First of all, let me load map visual. The red color dotted lines are for alignment. They help us for aligning these visualizations. See, done. Then what are the different options that you see here? Location, legend, latitude, longitude, bubble size, tooltips. If you have any column related to location that can be added, and if you also contain latitude, longitude information, those columns can be added here. But unfortunately, there are no columns related to latitudes and longitudes. So I'll ignore these two columns, but there is a column called location. So let me add under location. See, immediately I'm able to visualize a map visual. As this data is all from United States, you see, only four bubbles is what you observe. San Francisco on the west. Then what is this? Houston on south, New York on the east, and even the fourth one, Chicago is also towards the east. It's not complete east, but part of east, northeast, right? So as the data is collected from these four different locations, immediately I see the bubbles being plotted here, right? Then you see the bubble size, this bubble size, initially it is seen. What is this bubble representing? The bubble is representing the location. because this data is collected from these four locations. How can what column should I bring to bubble size is whatever the column that you feel based on which you want to maintain the bubble size. For example, there is a column called total amount. And if you want to represent your bubble with respect to total amount, just bring total amount to bubble size. I'll zoom in a bit. Yes. What do you see? Now, even now you see the same bubble size? No. The bubble size is it's completely dependent on the total amount. So this represents from which location I am getting more total amount. Am I right? See. If you compare properly, the bubble size in Houston is very big. 7978. San Francisco 7043 next to Houston. So in this way, the bubble size is being representing the total amount size. If you would like to add any additional information, for example, if you want to know the total quantity that was sold in each and every location, add the total quantity column to tooltips. So when you hover your mouse, it also gives you the information of quantity. It gives you the information of quantity as well. So that is the purpose of map visual, map, field map, and this is Azure map. You cannot go and visualize Azure map because when you go and use Azure map, you should also connect the data from Azure. Anyways, so I'll discuss about the formatting options that we have for map visual, map settings. By default, you are able to see in the road style, aerial view. See, all of us are using Google Maps. In Google Maps, we are able to adjust the mode of the map. In the same way here, we have it in the style, dark, then light, the light mode of map visual grayscale. Yeah, Vish. So if you are satisfied with the road view, you can go with the road view. Okay. So in this way, for me, it's comfortable in the aerial view. Aerial view is looking very good, right? Yes. Would you like to show the labels or not? Yes. Then, would you like to add the controls, the zoom in buttons? Zoom buttons, yes. I would like to add the zoom buttons. See, minus, then zoom in, zoom out. Okay, then. So these are the different map settings that we have, and next to it, you'll see the bubbles, the bubble sizes. Okay, so by default, they are the ranges. Yes, the size can be dependent. And would you like to change the color of the bubbles? So default is blue. You can change any other color to any other color. Say if it is orange, that's how the bubbles represent. Okay. Then the category labels. Would you like to have the category labels? Yes. I'll reduce bubbles. Then coming to the category labels, I would like to change the font style, the background. Everything is good enough. The category labels are represented, all the four locations, and the background was also added. Done. Next to category labels, you see heat map. Yes. So when you add heat map, you'll not observe them as it is. So let me make it off. So these are the different visualizations that are, the formatting options that we have with respect to map visual. The map visual, right? So let us not waste more of our time because, if you observe here, in our data, there is no column related to latitudes and longitudes base. There is no column related to latitudes and longitudes. So I'll skip these two columns anyhow. I'll convert the same map visual to field map. Done? Let me add the location column first of all to the location part. They got added. And for legend, let me bring yes. So in this way, what we are doing is I'm just converting the, I'll go back and convert to map visual itself. This would make sense. Yes. And then total amount to bubble size. Right? Even if you go and observe the formatting options related to, a field map, you'll observe the same formatting options similar to map visual. The only difference that you observe is here the map gets filled, right? And next to it, you'll observe gauge and KPI indicators. So what is this gauge and KPI indicator charts they display is they help us to compare the values. See, when you have two different columns which talks about actual and profit, so you can compare them using gauge chart or KPI indicators. Okay, so these two charts they help us for comparison directly. The gauge chart is similar to a speedometer in an automobile. Within an automobile, you'll see speedometers. Yes. So this gauge chart may be similar to the speedometer of an automobile. On one side, you'll have the actual, and on the other side, you have the target. You can compare them using gauge chart. So all of them are, pretty much simple. I would like to talk about R chart and Python charts. The next charts that we have are R chart and Python charts because these are the charts that are very important that I would like to talk. Okay. Let me quickly rename this name of the report as Py and map. Py and map. Done. Now I would like to introduce Python chart and R chart. Python chart and R chart. What is Python chart and R chart? So this particular topic is called Advanced Analytics in Power BI. Okay. So far, whatever we have done, all of them are important charts, but for these two charts like R chart, R script visual and Python script visual are called advanced visualizations in Power BI. Why are they called advanced visualizations? Many of us, they are not good at coding. Am I right? Many of them, they are not aware of coding, first of all. But still, if you are aware of Python's programming language and R programming language, R is not programming, but R language, you can generate visuals. Yes, you can generate visualizations that can be done. Okay, how you are going to generate visualizations? You are going to understand in the next couple of minutes. Okay, but before using R Visual and Python Visual, you should download these softwares. Ensure the softwares are available in your local machine. Ensure they are available in your local machine. What if these softwares are not available in our local machine? Then you cannot visualize these R and Python visualizations. You cannot generate R and Python visualizations. Right. So first of all, Let us discuss about Python visual, then I will go and discuss about R visual. Okay, so I have added a new report, a blank report. Now, let us go and install Python. If you have already installed Python, you can directly go and you know give your script. Accordingly, the visualization will be displayed. What if you don't have the software? You have to download Python. By default, you can open the official site of Python, www.python.org. Okay. Once after launching this website, you have to download Python from the website. It's free of cost, guys. You need not pay any amount for the software. It's FOC, free of cost. Okay. After installing the software, complete the setup, then ensure the software got detected by Power BI. This is one of the key steps that has to be done. How you have to cross check whether you have Python software installed in your PC or not. Go to file option. You see the file option on the top left corner. Click on file option. On the left side, you'll observe multiple options coming in. Click on options and settings. Once after clicking on options and settings, then click on options. Options window get open. Under options window, see, all of these are different options. Under options window, you see Python scripting as one of the options. Click on it. Click on the Python scripting. You see the box. Power BI is very intelligent where it can detect your Python software where exactly you have the Python installed. So that location will be detected by Power BI itself. Power BI will do it. Assume that Power BI did not detect. If Power BI failed to detect, you are the one who have to go and detect the software. You have to go and pass the path of your software, Python. See, this is my Python 3. I'm using Python 3.10 version. And the path of Anaconda, I'm using both. I have installed both of these softwares. So it has detected Anaconda. Anaconda Navigator is what I have installed. Yes. So it has detected Anaconda software for me. So once after you see the location of that software detected, click on OK. Now you can start visualizing your Python script. You can visualize Python visuals. For that, the first step is load Python visual to report. Load Python visual to your report. R and Python visuals are not same as rest of visualizations. Keep this in mind. R visual and Python visual will be generated using code, the script. Right. Once after loading the Python visual, you'll get a warning, a message. Would you like to enable the script visuals? Yes, enable. Once after clicking on enable, here you see Python script editor. This is the place where you are supposed to keep your Python script. But I see a message here. Drag fields into the values area in the visualization pane to start scripting. Under the visualization pane, you see values area, the option called values. So it is asking us to drag a field here. It is asking us to add a field here so that we can type our script. So what I'll do is, you see total amount. Let me add total amount. Immediately, I see the scripting pane got enabled. It has enabled me the scripting pane. Now let me start typing the code. I hope all of you are aware of Python. Okay. And in Python, we have a library called Matplotlib, Seaborn. What is the purpose of Matplotlib and Seaborn, guys? What is the purpose of Matplotlib, Seaborn? Come on. Why do we use Matplotlib, Seaborn? For data visualization. When you want to visualize the data, you can go and you have to import Matplotlib or either Seaborn. Matplotlib is for, it's a data visualization package, and Seaborn is an advanced visualization package. So first of all, we have to import Matplotlib. I'm going with Matplotlib. Okay. Import Matplotlib dot pyplot, the sub package as PLT. What are we doing here? Excuse me. Yes. For visualizations, we use the Matplotlib and Seaborn packages. Matplotlib is a basic package. Seaborn is an advanced visualization package. Anyways, I'm importing matplotlib.pyplot, not matplotlib. I'm importing the pyplot here with an alias name as PLT. Done. Okay. Then, what is the second step? We have imported pyplot. Assume that I want to visualize bar plot. You remember bar plot? Yes. What is the purpose of bar plot? What is the purpose of bar plot in visualization? We use bar plot, we visualize bar plot for understanding the data distribution, guys. Whenever you want to understand the data distribution, we visualize bar plot, right? So let me go with bar plot. Let us visualize bar plot. In order to visualize bar plot, we have the function called bar. Okay. So PLT of bar. PLT dot bar means from pyplot, I'm using a function called bar. PLT dot bar of, okay, we have to pass that column. Which column we are going to use? I would like to visualize bar plot on total amount. Assume. Okay. So data frame dot column name, right? So here data frame is, it is identified as data set. So I'll keep it as data set dot, what is the column name? Total amount. Total amount. You have to maintain the same case. The case should be same because Python is case sensitive. I hope you remember. Done. Before executing, you should also go with show function from pyplot. That will be represented as plt.show. This show function will display the plot. This show function will help us to display the plot. So what are we doing here? First step is importing the package, the required package, then keeping the script in one line. As we are going to visualize a bar plot, the function for visualizing bar plot is bar, which comes from PLT. So PLT dot bar of column, which column it is? Total amount. But how do you represent it? Data set dot total amount, which represents the data frame. See. Okay. And finally, show function is for visualizing the data. Visualizing the plot. So select this entire script. All the 3 lines has to be selected. And you see this play button. This helps us for running the script. Whatever we have selected, that gets executed. Post clicking on this play button, immediately the code gets executed and it helps us to display the plot. So it is executing in the backend. Let's wait for the bar plot, guys. It says the visualization cannot be displayed. Why? Let me click on see details. Okay. Right, yes. So for bar, there is a positional argument called height. There is a positional argument called height. So instead of bar, let me go with histogram. plt.hist. Yes, this will return as the histogram. There is a disadvantage with bar plot. I hope you remember. Bar plot, will return as, bars. But the problem with the bar plot is, bar plot is not a good plot for large data. So that is where we use histogram. You are able to visualize histogram? Let me collapse it. Then I'll increase in size. This is my histogram for total amount. What did I do? I used Python script for generating the histogram. And for this histogram, you'll have, for the Python visual, you'll have only the general formatting options. There are no, visual formatting options. You cannot change these visual formatting options. Making sense? In the same way, can we generate a box plot? What is the purpose of box plot in Python? In general, what is the purpose of box plot in statistics? Box plot is a visualization which helps us for visualizing the outliers in the data. Which helps us for visualizing outliers in the data. Right? So let me visualize box plot. So I'll add one more Python visual. Then let me enable this Python script editor by dragging a field. Done. Let me start typing the code, the script. Import matplotlib as matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Then, what is the function that is used for box plot? It is box plot only. plt.boxplot of your column, the data. What is the column that we are going to try to visualize? On which column we are going to visualize the box plot? It is the same column. It is the same column. So data set dot total amount. Total amount. So on total amount column, we are going to visualize box plot. And then plt dot show function, which helps us for displaying the visualization. Now I'll select all the script and I'll click on the play button, which will run the script, which will execute the script. You'll observe here, right? So this is where you'll observe the box plot coming in. Do you find any outliers? No outliers. The total amount does not contain any outliers. See, I'll collapse it and I'll adjust for alignment. Excuse me. Right. The purpose of box plot is it tells us about the outliers, whether the presence of outliers or not in a column. I don't see any outliers in the total amount column. Clear? So in this way, you can generate any visualization using Python script. Any visualization can be generated using Python script. But the only thing that you have to do is you have to establish the connection. The connection is very important, guys, between Power BI and Python. Once after establishing the connection, you can generate any visualizations. Okay. We have stacked bar, clustered bar, etc. Many visuals like bar chart. Okay. Then why we use, that's what I'm generating. See, what I'm trying to say here is we have bar related chart, stacked bar, clustered bar, 100% stacked bar, right? But why are we still going with Python visuals is not only bar plot or histogram or box plot. You can generate any Python visual using Python visual option. The Python visual that you have under visualization pane, with the help of Python code, you can generate any visualization. As these visualizations are very easy, I used a bar plot, a histogram, or box plot for explanation. But the intention between Python visualization is using Python visual, you can generate any plot using script, Python script. But the difference is, see, you generate a bar plot using Python visual and you generate a normal stacked bar chart. You compare both, you'll have the formatting options for stacked bar chart. But for the Python visual, you'll not have the options. The formatting options will not be there. Okay. So whether would you like to go and generate a chart using Python visual or using a Python code or using the available charts, that is up to you. Okay. I'm just trying to explain how the visualizations can be built using R and Python languages. This R and Python visuals that you see here under the visualizations pane, they work only when you give the proper code. When you give the proper script, only then it will display the plot. If not, it will throw you errors continuously. Like how we have encountered errors so far, in the same way, it will generate errors. So you choose whether you want to generate them using the normal visualizations or you can go and generate them using languages like Python, R. Making sense? Yes. So these two visualizations we have generated using Python, right? Now let me generate one of the visualization using R. Let me generate using R. So for R script also, R script visual, you should again have the R software installed in your PC. Okay. So ensure that R software is available in your PC, guys. So what is the purpose? I mean, why should we have? Without R software, you cannot visualize R scripts. I mean, R visuals. So that is the reason you should download the software initially and go and cross check whether the connection was established between Power BI and R. How to establish, how to check? Click on file option. Okay. Then click on options and settings. Then click on options. Once clicking on options, you'll observe, yes, an options window open and then click on R scripting option. So Python being, Power BI being intelligent, it will detect the software location. It is capable of detecting, but in some cases it will fail, guys. If it fails, you are the one who have to fetch the location, the path of our software. Once after setting, click on OK. I already have R installed in my PC and the location was also being detected by Power BI. Now I load an R visual to the report. Done. Now let us keep the R code. Again, it is same. For R script also, it is asking us to drag a field to the values option. So I'll drag total amount. Done. In the same way, you have to come up with R script. Earlier, we used Python script. This time, we have to go with R script. But R script is very simple compared to Python. Okay. So you need not import any kind of packages, not required. You can directly go and use the functions. So I'll go and generate a box plot of which column it is, total amount, right? Data set is my data frame name. Then instead of dot, in R we use ampersand. Sorry, dollar. We use dollar symbol instead of dot in Python. Earlier it is dataset dot total amount. But in R it will be dataset dollar total amount, the column name. That's it, guys. The column, the function, the data frame name, the column name. What does dollar represent is the hierarchy in R. Like how we are using dot in Python, in the same way we use the dollar symbol. Select the code and click on execute option. See, these functions, if you are not aware, you can browse them. You can do some kind of research and get the function. That's it. Comparatively, R is simple because you need not install any packages. You need not import them. Multiple functions are not required. Directly use the function, you'll get the output. That's it. You have to understand the syntax, first of all. Okay. In Python, we use dot for representing the hierarchy, but in our language, we use the dollar symbol for the hierarchy. Done? Yes. Then click on the collapse mode. So in this way, you can generate any visual using R script. So that means using R script, we can generate visualizations in the same way using Python script, we can generate Python visuals, the visualizations. So that is the purpose of R script, R visuals and Python visuals. But for using these R script visual and Python visuals, ensure that the software is already installed. If you don't have the software, it will throw you errors. Right? Yes. So these are the majority visualizations, the important visualizations that we have discussed so far. Tomorrow in the next class, we are going to discuss about the next component, the last component of Power BI. It is Power BI service. Okay. So for Power BI service, I'll be letting you know how to complete the sign-in process. Okay. So without completing the sign-in process, we cannot proceed further. So then I'll also talk about the custom visuals. I told you on day 1 or day 2 itself, there are around 200 to 300 visualizations in Power BI. But majority of these visualizations purpose is same. The purpose will be same. Okay. You'll observe a small variation like pie chart, donut chart. Both of them are same. What is the purpose? To represent the data in the form of percentages, shares, proportions. But the difference is donut chart is similar to donut. Pie chart is like a circle. Okay. In the same way, you will observe around 250 to 300 visualizations in Power BI, and that can be done only after sign in. Okay. So that I'll be talking in the next class, how to complete the sign-in process. What are the additional options that you get when you complete the sign-in process and all? We'll discuss in the next class days. Right? So any questions? Obviously, if you are good at coding and all, if you are interested in building the code, you can go and try out with Python and R to get the visualizations. If not, you can go and use the normal visualization. I mean, you can pick the normal one instead of going with, you know, Python and R visuals. It's upon you. At the end of the day, see how beautiful you make your, see when you are going to attend any event, okay, you make yourself very good. Yes, in the same way, your work should speak about you. So that is how you are going to make your visualizations. You make your visualizations very beautiful, right? So that at that point of time, you are the one who have to take a decision. But my suggestion would be go for the normal one because when you go with Python visuals and R visuals, you cannot do these format. You'll not have the formatting options. See, if you see here, we are able to generate the form, make our visualization very beautiful using the formatting options. But if you don't have the formatting options, you'll find the visualizations bit dull. Is that clear? Yes. Any other questions? If no questions, do hit on the like button, encourage us. We are going to come up with some amazing content in the future. Okay. We are planning a number of beautiful sessions on emerging topics and all. Ensure that you have subscribed to our channel, guys. Also, do share across your connections. Any questions? Yes, we have also provided a feedback form. And from the next Monday, we are going to start a program with respect to on SQL, structured query language. One of the important skill in the current market. So do complete your registration for the upcoming program. The link has been provided, the registration link. Complete your registration. It's a free of cost program that we are providing with respect to the training. And also we have provided the feedback link. Provide your valuable feedback before you leave, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Do hit on the like button. Thank you.